Dalton Kincaid already in conversation of winning that Offensive Rookie of the Year, getting a ton of targets from Josh Allen. Josh Allen saying that he could read his body language extra well. All signs are signaling to a big year for Dalton Kincaid. We're hearing more about this team only after day 2. You know, Kyle Allen, our backup quarterback, looking guys off in practice. A lot of things happening. Jordan Poyer in a pick 6. So we got to discuss it in this video. Welcome to my channel, Bills News Consolidated. Buffalo Bills day 2 training camp has already finished. Moving on to day 3, but we're already learning so much more about this team and hearing that other players are starting at certain positions that weren't there the day before. Trey White, Dane Jackson seem to be leading the way for the cornerbacks here with Christian Benford and Kyer Elam as backups. We're starting to hear Chris Brown talk about a new free agent signing on defense here, Taylor Rapp. How are we going to implement Taylor Rapp with Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer, and our guy Damar Hamlin? And it looks like we're using Taylor Rapp as a chess piece on this defense. You know, something that we had, seeing Lorenzo Alexander at training camp at day 2, always being known to be that Swiss Army knife for the Buffalo Bills. I really believe Taylor Rapp could be that Swiss Army knife for Bills Mafia here, working in rotation with the Taron Johnson. And we hear Cam Lewis coming down with an interception. That's absolutely huge. Jordan Poyer in that pick 6. I guess he came down with a pair of interceptions, one of which, another interception, bounced off Khalil Shakir's hands. Yes, it was raining day 2, but it bounced off Khalil Shakir's hands, and Terrell Bernard ended up getting the interception. Day 1, Tyrel Dotson started at middle linebacker, and at day 2, it was Terrell Bernard at middle linebacker. Also, some other changes here was on this offensive line. Day 1, the Buffalo Bills had Ryan Bates at right guard, and now day 2, they had our rookie Osiris Torrance working in there. And again, Mitch Morris stated in his press conference, you know, don't pay too much attention to the guys that are in there. And again, there's no pads on at this point. Really think we're just testing the knowledge right now, having a little bit of fun. Dawson Knox getting some handoffs from Josh Allen out of the backfield. Man, it just shows you what Ken Dorsey and this offense can completely present for the Buffalo Bills in 2023. Now, getting back to Dalton Kincaid and why I believe he has a real shot at winning Offensive Rookie of the Year for Bills Mafia, you just hear Josh Allen understanding his body language and how important that is, saying that he could just pluck the ball from really any area and is a great hand catcher. That's exactly what we've seen statistically from the NFL analytic department that said that Dawson Knox has had the best hands coming out of any prospect ever since NFL analytics kicked off. I'd say roughly like 10, 15 years ago. So that's absolutely huge. Knowing that Josh Allen just has that outlet he could throw the ball to, and it's just extremely sticky that Dalton Kincaid can make those catches and do some big-time things. Now, what were the Buffalo Bills' deficiencies last year? And Josh Allen flat out said it was turnovers, right? It was really turning the ball over. Like, on the drives that we had, we were actually scoring the most amount of points. But the problem was we would turn the ball over, right? So I think the Bills, we just need to minimize the turnovers, right? If we could just minimize, I think we had the second most turnovers of any offense in the NFL. So if we just lessen that, the Buffalo Bills should definitely be a lot more explosive offensively in 2023. So this is absolutely huge for the Bills. Already hearing that Deontay Hardy is balling out here. Brandon Beane said that he's going to be contributing now on punt and kick return due to the loss of Nyheim Hines. But guess what? New York Jets, they unfortunately just had Garrett Wilson, a premier young wide receiver, hobble off that football field at day 2. And then we also had another big loss here was Jalen Ramsey for the Miami Dolphins. So big-time staple pieces for both these franchises are both nicked up. The one with Ramsey, it looks like he could potentially miss some significant time. Has to undergo surgery, 6 to 8 weeks they're ruling him out for, and it could be much longer than that. So this is absolutely crazy. Things are starting to come together. The 2023 season has finally kicked off here. You hear Josh Allen talking about, Damian Harris and Latavius Murray saying that they're already bowling balls without the pads on. And Josh Allen's like, Latavius Murray's built just like me, he said. He's tall. He's just as tall. He's physical. And he can't wait to see what they're going to bring when the pads come on, how low they can get with their pads, utilize their leverage, fight for those extra yards. Josh Allen maybe not feeling like he has to shoulder the load during the season, realizing that he's got Latavius Murray behind him. He's got Damian Harris behind him. And our guy, I've been calling him JC2K, just like CJ2K, Chris Johnson 2000, getting those 2,000 all-purpose yards, I think is a realistic possibility for James Cook in 2023. Potentially 1,000 yards rushing, potentially 1,000 yards receiving. James Cook is going to get completely ball out for Bills Mafia. And yes, there are rumors his brother Dalvin Cook is going to be signing with the New York Jets after this weekend. So, you know, that's a big upgrade for the New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers renegotiating his salary, signing a longer-term deal to bring in some extra talent and players. You know, the Jets are fighting. The Jets are fighting. But one thing we do have on our side is the camaraderie and the fact that we've been together for several years. You know, the core of this team has been together for a handful of years, and that's going to be hard for the New York Jets to overcome, even with more and extra talent. So I really am loving this. Damian Harris, Latavius Murray, James Cook leading the backfield here with the Buffalo Bills. And some other side notes that I saw during the highlights was how involved Joe Brady was, right? How involved Aaron Cromer was, how involved Al Holcomb was. So losing Leslie Frazier, not having Leslie Frazier during this training camp, Sean McDermott taking on extra job responsibilities, but I really believe it's because of the surrounding talent that we have. Trusting Ken Dorsey and the work that Ken Dorsey puts in, trusting a young coach that we brought in as our quarterback coach to help Josh Allen and Joe Brady, right? Working with so many guys across the NFL and Sean Payton in that offense. I really think that we have a ton of talent on this team. And last year, bringing back all the coaches, all the players that were just in their first year with the Bills, plus now healthy Gabe Davis, hearing Stephon Diggs specifically state he is capable of being a wide receiver 1 in the NFL. You know, Gabe Davis almost having 1,000 yards receiving last year, almost double-digit touchdowns, and hearing him specifically state how hindered he was from being hurt in that high ankle sprain last year. So everything is signaling up for the Buffalo Bills. Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, the duo is back. Trey White getting back to himself here. It's huge. I am absolutely loving this season. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go Bills.